Most certainly there are several things that a job applicant can do to help increase the chance of getting hired, which in today's economy is so important. There is no doubt that in both the United States and in Canada we are facing tough economic times with extremely high levels of unemployment. The jobless rate has soared in the last couple of years. What that means is that less job opportunities means greater competition for all those jobs. It used to be that perhaps 2 or 3 or 4 people were battling for the same position. Now we're seeing as many as 30, 40, 50, even 100 people who are competing for that one spot. Well, the hiring process can be quite a laborious procedure for the personnel manager of a company or a small business owner. Often there are hundreds of applicants and stacks of resumes to sift through. So they're always looking for something special, something different, something that'll stand out. Well, although having a professional resume is important, I think unlike a few years ago, most resumes look pretty good in this day and age. I think in part this is because there's a great deal of resources and resume samples that are online. Most people can easily access them. Now, it's also important to have a list of references, both personal as well as business references. And the other thing that I think is important is to have a cover letter, which is specific to the company and the position that you're applying for. Here, it's good to do some background work, do a little bit of research on the company, and remember to address the cover letter to the person who will be viewing it, who will be reading it. Use their names. And remember, there should be no spelling errors and there should be no grammatical errors. And finally, you need to have an updated list of your work experiences. Well, if a person has little or no job experience or would prefer not to list some of the previous employment experience, it could be a challenge. But it should be remembered that although experience is important, usually it's not the only thing that human resource personnel look at. Applicants with training and skills in various disciplines are almost always given a certain level of preferential consideration, which can be rather important, especially in today's tough economic times. Remember, it's important to stand out of the crowd. Well, there's all sorts of training programs that are available. For example, customer service training is important, food safe courses, even first aid training, or even personal development training can all be highly impressive on a resume. And even if it doesn't directly relate to the actual employment position, the person who's in charge of the hiring process is going to take notice. Applicants who tend to go that extra mile in terms of getting extra training often get rewarded. Even businesses with in-house training still value a person who takes that initiative to expand their level, their skill level. The idea is to get your resume on top of the pile. Well, I think another training program that's recently jumped to the forefront and is more and more becoming recognized by the business community is training related to retail loss prevention. Here we're talking about things like shoplift prevention or check fraud detection or credit card fraud detection or counterfeit detection or robbery prevention training. This is all considered retail loss prevention. Now, because businesses consider retail loss a major problem that continues to grow and in fact has skyrocketed since the economic downturn, it's an area that an applicant can benefit with this type of training. Yeah, there's some good training that's out there, even some good online training programs available. One that I really like is called Job Advantage, and it basically what it does, it covers the basics of retail loss prevention. It's real inexpensive, which is good, and it doesn't take a very long time to complete, only a matter of a few hours. And when you're done, you receive a letter of completion, and you also can order a certificate of completion. And this is something that you can include with your resume. And this can have a real impact and should help you at least a little bit to get the advantage in what's become a very competitive job field. And possibly, who knows, maybe even get paid a little higher wages. Well, my main suggestion would be that while you're looking for work, while you're hunting for that job, is to go out there and get extra training, whatever it may be. And certainly check out the retail loss prevention training. It may be a wise investment in your future.